now that we have the edge done, we cleaned out, we cleaned this edge off. It's not straight because this I cut with the plasma cutter and I cut it freehand. But that's okay, it's not going to matter, it's not going to hurt the sound. So if you don't cut it clean, straight, 90 degrees off, it doesn't matter because it's still going to make great sound. So it comes to coloring now. We have some choices. You can paint it, then you can airbrush it. You could color stain it with chemicals, which are relatively available online on different websites. You can also get them in town at different metal fabric shops, or your art stores might have them. You can also use, you can use a variety of things for colors for decorating them. You can do pictures, you could do names, you could take your welder and actually weld a rough finish on it. So we'll go over a few other colors. Let me grab a couple of other clean tanks and we'll demonstrate the coloring process. Okay, I did say we were going to color the bell exteriorly. We were going to use some colors, but also mounting the bell. How do you want to attach the bell? How do you want to attach the bell to the top? Now you can do this in multiple ways. One is you can get these bolts like this, fairly inexpensive. You know, hardware store has them, different sizes, $2, $3, $4 a piece. These are nice because they sit inside like this. Now you can weld. You could weld this directly to the bell surface if you have a welder. If you don't have a welder, what I do, or what I like to do anyway, welder or not, is I take a bolt, and a piece of rubber tube, and what this does is, what I think it does, is helps eliminate some of the vibration. So it just keeps the sound better, and it fits in there. So what I would do is I would take this, stick it together like that, a smaller piece. Let's see here, let's cut a small piece off. Okay, so we have a small piece. What I would do is take a washer, put on top, piece of rubber, a washer on the bottom, but this would go in on the inside, and your nut. So basically what you're going to do is take this, seat it down in like that, and then on the inside put your washer and then your nut over the screw. So what's happening in the lip surface of the bell is that you're kind of causing a bulge to take place. As you tighten this down, the rubber in between will compress and kind of bulge out here, which also stays in the bell, hangs on, and reduces some of the vibration up through where it's hanging. That's what I found. Keeps the sound pretty good. How do you hang something from that? Well, you could probably, at this point then, just take a loop and put it around the washer, or drill a hole in the washer and hang a piece of line from it. What I like to use is 90-pound fishing line. It's a braided stainless steel line. It works really well. It's never going to come off once it's on. I just go through the washer and tie a knot or crimp it with a crimper. Or, in what I like to do for my bells, I'm kind of elaborate that way, is I actually drill a hole in the bolt run the line right through the hole so it's kind of center lined. And of course the rubber piece would go in between here, and then this would get locked down inside here, and now I have where I would attach the piece of wood or piece of steel or whatever I'm going to use to activate it or knock the inside. Some other thoughts, like I said, you can just weld a washer if you wanted to on top, and then just loop your metal around. You don't have to use braided fishing line. You can use anything that's going to hold up. Some of the ones that I have made are actually made with a parachute cord, which you can get from most camp stores. This one here is not totally finished yet. It's been colored, but it has the parachute cord just coming up through the top. This could be done in much the same fashion here. If this is welded, we could just loop this around the inside and have it drop down, and then have one tied off at the top. And it comes out the bottom, like so. So the next thing to do would be to put a, what you'd call it, a clacker, a dinger, a donger, something inside here that's going to cause the noise to take place when the wind blows or you hit it. Give you a sound, so hanging like this even. Okay, what we're going to do here is drill out the center of this piece for the drum. This is the way I do it. If you have access to a drill, to a standing press, better off. A hand drill, it's kind of hard. It can be done though if you take your time. I'm letting the drill bit cut its own path. I did square the bolt off to the tabletop with cutting fluid. The screws are usually pretty soft, so they doesn't take too long, and you don't have to go all the way through the screw. You just need enough to hold your line center. So we'll go a little further. A little more than that. Normally try to get about halfway the depth of the hole. That way I can drill my exit hole on the side and run my bolt up to it. A little more. You can tell it's very hot. There's a lot of friction. I'm using cutting oil to help the drill bit do its job. It's important that you stay very square when you're doing this. Now with a hand drill, I found it harder, but we're going to go over some other ways to mount the loop to the top of the bell. Let that clear out a little. One more time. I'm going to back your drill bit out once in a while so you can take the filings out. We'll let that cool down a little bit before we pick it up. Okay, what I did is we drilled out the center here, and then I tapped the hole right there. You can see the hole there with the same drill bit. And this is where I'll thread my fishing line through. So let's go and get some fishing line and thread it through there. Okay, what we did here is we cut the line, this 90-pound braided fishing line. We cut it. A little kink in here, but that's all right. That'll work. Get rid of all the excess residue. We're going to feed one end through the hole that we put in the side. And I'm going to take this and loop it around. It's very hard to tie a knot in this. It's easier to crimp it with the crimps you can get for it. I don't have any right now, so we're improvising, but I run it like this, pull it through, and it won't, right there, it's not going to come out. It's not going to pull out at all. I'm going to put the washer over the top. Okay. So that washer pushes up snug here. Okay, the next part, I'm going to put the little piece of rubber hose, and of course you can get any of this rubber hose from a car auto place. Just get it so that it fits firmly, somewhat firmly over your bolt. There we go. This little tug. Now, the washer and nut will go over the top of this, but inside the bell itself. So we're going to insert the wire. Now the bolt and the piece of hose. It's nice with the smaller bell, you can reach right down in there. Washer. Nut. Get them lined up, tightening it down. I also find works really good. It's hard to get a wrench in there. Sometimes if you just pinch the nut on the inside, hold it, you can tighten it pretty good with just hand pressure with a wrench. And you'll feel it. It'll get to the point where it just stops. And there you go. And we have our wire hanging down, and that's what we'll put our clacker on. So that's one way. That's one way of mounting the top, and it's a pretty clean, nice job. It's not going to come out, and it kind of covers up the hole too. Okay, this was welded on. Washer. Basically lined it up and had welded it on here and here. Still hot. Always wear your mask. Safety, safety, safety. You should always weld in a well ventilated area. And check for after fires. Okay. So we just touched it here and there. And that's not going anywhere. That's going to hold a long time. So that's a weld. So we did the bolt, and now we welded a washer on, which you can get washers pretty, you can find used ones in your shop, or go to the store and pick up a couple of washers. And this is what we'll use then to hang the art project from, and hang the clanger up from. So the next step would be to get the clanger, or the line between.